Let's go.
There's the nod, Crawford.
Yeah, yeah. I can show you how to push it to the limit if you like it. Know that I'm around when the crowd gets excited.
Luke Branquino came out of retirement.
It's such a thrill. It's such a thrill. I can push it to the limit if you like it. Yeah, you know the drill. You know the drill. Let's go.
Such a thrill. Welcome to Arlington, Texas, and Globe Life Field, home to the American Rodeo and tonight's Contender Finals. This is the first step as you're headed into that $1 million dream moment. 3,100 plus contestants battled their way out in the regional tournaments to be here for their chance at $1 million. And every single contestant is eligible. I'm Janie Johnson, live on the Cowboy Channel with Jordan Joe Hollabaugh and Tim O'Connell. And I think the two of you guys know better than most. This is a big deal. This is about as big as it gets.
It's huge, and just the atmosphere, it is such a thrill. We're all excited, which I know is a word overused, but what else do you say when you get to run at $1 million? It's amazing.
Exactly, and every single contestant competing tonight is eligible for that $1 million. Can you put into words what that means for the sport of rodeo?
It's everything for the sport of rodeo. You'll work your whole career to hopefully hit that $1 million mark. These guys and girls have gone through multiple different tournaments to get here tonight, and all of them are about 3 runs and 3 rides away from a lifetime opportunity for $1.1 million.
Well, and there are only a few contestants in history that have won that full $1 million. I call this guy Mr. American. That's Richie Champion. His career started it all here at the American, winning $1.1 million. Tim, do you remember that moment?
I do, because I watched it on TV, watching him win this $1 million. We're the same age. We started at the same time. He knocks out $1 million at the beginning of his career and set his entire career in motion.
Well, and then, of course, Wade Sundell. I think we'll all remember that moment on the stage. Hello, Dallas. He's a 3-time back-to-back winner of the American, and then he pulled out that $1.1 million for that 3rd win. And they call him Wild West Wade Sundell, but that's a historical moment.
It is, and I think he's a historical marker for the American. He set the tone for the wild man, Wade Sundell. Tim and I were just talking earlier. His style was something we really hadn't seen a whole lot of, and now we see of that over and over again, these rides. And I can't wait to see who's going to be wild here tonight.
Talking about historical moments, PBR world champion Kayike Pacheco, he won $2.1 million because they hadn't won the $1 million the year before. He all-out won $2.1. That is life-changing money, Tim.
Life-changing money. You can buy the house, you can buy the ranch, and all the cattle to go with it. In that 16 seconds that day, he has to go through a whole year in the PBR just to make $1 million if you're the world champion. 16 seconds in that arena changed his life forever.
And speaking of seconds being life-changing, let's flash back to only 1 year ago. Brandon Collins, he had made the American several times. He finally got that win. He was the only person to win the $1 million, so he didn't have to split it. The only man in history to win the barrel race at the American. Another $1.1 million. Look at that moment right there.
That moment was huge. I have to say I was an active part of that moment because last year I took an extra swing and I did win 2nd, but I really wanted that $1 million. But it was something that was instrumental, and again, for 2nd I walked away with $25,000. So it's just another testament to the American rodeo and what it does for cowboys and cowgirls.
Well, speaking of that extra swing that you mentioned, you know exactly what it's like to be here in this position. Jordan Joe, that's that extra swing, but you ended up 2nd at the American last year. You went through this entire journey. That's a big deal, too.
It was a huge deal. It was the only day I could say I wasn't that excited to win $25,000, but it was still a pretty dang good day. But just to give us this platform, the American, and all that it does, you walk into that tunnel and you can smell the atmosphere. And Tim, he's already been there.
Yeah, I mean, I've had a ton of success in this arena, in this format. 2017, I draw Show Stomper. And like you said, a millisecond, a fraction off can cost you $100,000 or $1 million on top of the $100,000. I've had first, I've had seconds. I've been 90 twice in this arena in the same day and won 0. There is no room for error.
Well, you guys are both veterans here at the American. We've seen you win on such a level. But, of course, we have our Yeti Insider Access. Our very own Haley Novak got to catch up with Jordan Driver out in the Athlete Village.
Jordan, you kicked off the year 2025 with $30,000 and a home run where the San Diego Padres play. Now, the home of the Rangers, what are you bringing to get a back-to-back win with $1 million on the line?
I kind of have to bring some confidence in. I know my horse kind of likes these big setups, but I'm really excited. I don't think there's really nerves or anything. The hard part's kind of over. Now this is fun. I just kind of let my horse go in there and do his job.
All right, there's a few hours before we get ready for your big run tonight. Is there anything you're going to do differently than you do usually?
No, not really. I'm going to try to keep everything the same, even though it's a big event. Some people want to change, but I kind of keep it the same. I actually have Molly, the girl that trained him. She's going to be in the back with me, so she'll be here soon, and we'll kind of just game plan and then go from there.
All right, Jordan, you're set up for success. We're going to take you guys back inside the ballpark.
We can't wait to see Jordan Driver compete here in just a few hours. She has been having an unbelievable season. We got to keep that fire going as she gets closer to $1 million. But if you have been here to Globe Life Field to watch the Texas Rangers play baseball, you're in for a real treat because we have had a full arena transformation thanks to New Holland. Here's it as a baseball field. The whole crew, so much work, so much planning has gone into making this arena absolutely perfect for the best athletes in professional rodeo. And guys, you've had a chance to check it out. It looks fantastic.
It does look fantastic. And, just like Wade said, hello, Dallas. I hear they have rodeos and baseball fields, so it's kind of a cool deal here. But, yeah, just the arena behind us, the atmosphere, what the American has done and they bring to the stage over and over every year. It's something we as athletes look forward to. Don't you agree?
Absolutely. And this arena has changed and evolved. The first time they had a rodeo in here is 2020 at the National Finals, and it's changed 4 different times, trying to make it perfect for everyone. I think this arena setup is the best so far.
Yeah, they put a lot of thought into it, but when we come back, Tim O'Connell's going to take us through rides of that guy right there, 8-time world champion Stetson Wright. He is eligible for the $1 million for the first time in his career.
Probably some things are normal for me. What I call not normal, draw racing.
Here we go, Dusky Lynn Hall of Huntsville, Texas.
This is truly a gem in the sport of rodeo.
Come on, Dusky Lynn.
She's so small, but yet she rides so good.
You're going to see more from Dusky Lynn Hall and her incredible story at only 11 years old as she chases her $1 million dreams. And guys, that's the best part about the American Rodeo. It's an opportunity for anybody and everybody, from 11 years old to our absolute legends that are going to be competing here tonight. We're going to take a look at some of these competitors. Some of the best in the world have even come out of retirement retirement to be a part of the American Rodeo. Luke Branquino, 44 years old, 5-time world champion. Casey Field, 6-time world champion, 3-time American winner. Larry D. Guy, 9-time world champion, a pioneer of the sport. But we got to talk about Luke, of course. We're ready to see that booty shake here in Globe Life Field. He's 44 years old, 5-time world champion. I'm excited for this.
And we've talked earlier, he's in the best fighting shape of his life. He's prepared, he's practiced, and he's back into cowboy mode. He's not so much, flashy Luke mode today. He's focused and ready to win something.
He has been working hard on this journey to come back for this run. Another guy who's in that same situation, 6-time world champion Casey Field. It's been over 2 years since he's gotten on a bareback horse at a rodeo. Is he ready, Tim?
If anyone's going to be ready, it's Casey Field. 6-time world champion, broke every record that there is to break, won the American 3 times. The only thing he hasn't done is win $1 million to himself. But make no mistake, the heavy hitters are out tonight, and Casey drew into the deep part of this pin. He hasn't been on in 2 years, and I can almost guarantee he hasn't been on a horse of this caliber in 2 years either.
Well, you can't talk about breakaway roping without talking about the legend Larry D. Guy. She has been through every aspect of this sport as it has grown. How exciting is it for her career to lead to this moment?
It is. She has been an inaugural part of every piece of breakaway, the ones who went before, the ones that are coming behind her. Just like Tim talked, the National Finals breakaway roping was here in 2020, and she was a part of that. So she's already had success in this arena. She gets it back in there for tonight for $1 million. I saw her out back. She's ready. She's drawn good. Her horse is ready. I can't wait to watch her win that $1 million.
It's definitely Larry D's moment tonight. And of course, we got to talk about saddle bronc riding, and we can't talk about that without 8-time world champion Stetson Wright. But I want to talk about another saddle bronc rider along with that, Dawson Hay. They have both won the American in the past, but in 2023, we saw Dawson and Stetson both tie in the 4-man, then get on another bucking horse for a 2-man shootout. Dawson Hay lost $1 million just barely that day, and I really think that is where that rivalry really began.
Yeah, the rivalry between Canada and U.S. is official now. This upcoming young bronc riders and old bronc riders, you have the Wrights and all the rest of the Americans that are down here fighting it out. But this surge of Canadian talent is just as matched, and we're watching a battle for the ages between countries now.
Yeah, Stetson and Dawson both have similar riding styles, both so electric. Stetson back from injury. I hope we get to see this version of him tonight because he was incredible. He's a saddle bronc riding world champion. Then Dawson Hay having the season of his career. Take a look at this rivalry right here. They had that 2020 ride-off, and now we'll just see what Dawson can get done as well as Stetson because they're both eligible for the $1 million this year. So the rivalry is going to continue in the saddle bronc riding. But like I said, Stetson's been out from injury for over a year. Tim, do you think we're going to see the best of the best version of Stetson Wright tonight?
I think you are. You're going to watch somebody that is hungry. He needs winning to fuel his soul. You've watched him climb from nothing to the #1 bull rider in the world. He hasn't been getting into a ton of rodeos in the bronc ride. He's already climbed inside the top 25 from what he is. And it's all because of his style. Him and Dawson Hay are the only two that can get away with this thing. Watch as he sets this horse up. Look how far he lays back on it. That's as far laid back as a bareback rider. He sets his hips so well, and it puts so much speed into his feet that when he gets to the middle, he's got this horse 1.5 feet off the ground and has already made a full spur stroke. He's so far ahead that he gets the vision of the judges watching him and not watching the animal. He puts on such a pretty style that he gets those 24s, 24.5 spur rides that leads to 93-point saddle bronc rides that others can't do.
Yeah, you can't look away from Stetson Wright's feet. He has such incredible technique. But all these contenders today are competing for $1 million. Our very own Haley Novak got to catch up with one of them at the Brumbuzz Lounge.
We're talking American Legacy moments brought to you by Tractor Supply. In 2014, Richmond champion won $1 million, $1.1 million, in fact, 90 points on Assault in AT&T Stadium. Just a young 21-year-old bareback rider, and now you sit here today, a totally different guy. What about that day changed your life besides the $1 million?
Just changed my career. I guess at 21 in college, wanting to pro rodeo, wanting to be a professional bareback rider, and this huge opportunity arises and I capitalize on it, and then all of a sudden it's, all these things became reality in such a short time, and really just basically sped up the trajectory of my career.
And you were one of the first guys that really got thrown into the limelight just in one ride. Did you go to anybody for advice or anything? Because you're one of the first.
I'd been traveling with Casey Field quite a bit and gotten to know, a lot of those top guys at the time. And it's pretty easy to just see how they carried themselves and just follow that.
Just emulate what Casey Field does. And now we're going to see him.
Been doing that for a decade.
Yeah, and how excited are you to be back in the arena with him tonight?
I was just telling Paige this morning at breakfast, I was like, man, it's going to be fun to be in the locker room with Casey. I don't know how many more times we'll get to, and it was something I look back on. Most of the funnest times of my career have been with that guy.
Do you think it's going to take you back to the 21-year-old and then younger Casey? Are y'all going to do the same things you used to do, or is it going to be?
I doubt it, but I think it'll be just as fun.
That's such a big moment. How did you not let it get to you and get to your riding?
I think at that point I was just so focused on wanting to perform well that I really just blocked out the stage I was on. I let it kind of build the excitement, but I didn't really focus on not thinking about all that was to gain or lose.
That's pretty smart to do. And you were a young guy at the moment, so I'm sure that's the only thing you could do. But tonight you have welcome delivery. What can we expect from that?
He's a thick little bay horse of Calgary's. He's going to have a lot of moves, maybe a rare out, change leads. He kind of, from what I hear, he hits kind of hard on his front end, so you're going to feel him. I think nobody has an easy one tonight. But I really like him. I think he's going to fit me and give me a chance to perform well.
All right, Richmond, thank you for joining me today. A decade later and still chasing greatness after one unforgettable ride 11 years ago. Best of luck tonight, Richmond.
Thank you.
Back to you guys.
I think the name says it all. Rich Champion. And he is Mr. American in my book. He really set the bar. But, Tim, how fun has it been to see his career progress since 2014 when it all started?
I mean, it set him up. When you're starting out as a young kid trying to rodeo, you're scratching and clawing to get a rig, to get up and down the road, to have money to pay for food after you paid for your fees. This young kid wins $1.1 million and then projected his career into 9 straight NFRs after that. I mean, it set him up for total success, and he capitalized on every corner of it.
Well, and he said it best, we're going to have to scratch and crawl their way through this eliminator pin in the bareback riding. But when we come back, Jordan Joe Hollabaugh is going to break down the breakaway roping. We got more coming up. Rodeo Contender Finals tonight in Globe Life Field. And one of the coolest things about this rodeo is the diverse group of competitors, especially those young guns coming from National High School Rodeo Association. It has shaped their career and set them up for the biggest stage in professional rodeo, including the young breakaway roper Hadley Thompson. She is such a young superstar. It's her big moment.
It's her big moment. And at the Central Contender Finals, she dominated. Her and her sister Hayden, they came out and they left a statement. She is as solid as they come. She's been in these situations. That's where I think these young kids have an advantage, because this is nothing new to them. They've been on such big stages now that they're just excited, and they really have nothing to lose. They come with the heat every time, and I think that's what we can expect with Hadley tonight.
Well, and thank you to our friends at Higher Boots for bringing us our NHSRA athletes. There's over 10 of them competing here for the biggest stage in the oldest and best professional rodeo competitors in the world. It is so exciting to watch. But, Jordan Joe, we got to talk breakaway roping. Taylor Munsell, fresh off a Rodeo Houston win. This is your Las Tunas horsepower to watch, and Taylor's unstoppable.
Taylor is unstoppable. You can see right here, she gives herself the best position every single time. She's on her horse Monster. This is her 2022 go-round #1 win at the National Finals breakaway roping, and that calf was tough. You see her here right here on 2023, same body position. Calf's going a different direction, but she's still putting herself in that same position, same throw. Oh yeah, she won 2023 go-round #1 again. You see Taylor a lot of the times turn her horses to the right. She's trying to keep them in a good horsepower in the position that she wants them underneath her, and that's just a testament to her on horsepower as two different horses, Monster and Colonel. They give her the same pattern. They do the same thing every time. That's just what a horsewoman she is, and that's why she's a winner.
Yeah, and she is ready to handle the pressure tonight. But talking about someone who knows how to handle the pressure, I don't think anybody can say that at 11 years old they won over $1.5 million in their career in the barrel racing. But that is just the story for the 11-year-old Dusky Lynn Hall.
I usually eat a bagel in the morning, and then I make a chai latte from Starbucks. Just expired, but only made a couple days ago. Get our ice up here. There we go. I'm gonna pour that. And I like that. It's probably too much. Yeah, a little too much. And there you have it.
When I get up in the morning, I like to do hair, and I like to get my nails done. Do school in the morning or homeschooled now. I like history and I like science, and I'm really good at math too. And then I would go ride.
Over here, this is all the famous boys. Here's Wally, the one I'm gonna run at the American. This is Enzo, my Derby horse, and then this is Louie, my new horse. The first time I ran him, I set the arena record on him at the barrel race. So this is Copper. He's just been such a little stinker butt, but he is such a good boy.
My life is normal. Probably some things are normal for me. What I call non-normal, barrel racing.
Here we go, Dusky Lynn Hall of Huntsville, Texas.
This is truly a gem in the sport of rodeo.
Come on, Dusky Lynn.
She's so small, but yet she rides so good.
Her life is nothing like a normal 11-year-old barrel racing. It's the biggest thing in my life. That's all I've known. My mom had a pony for me before I was even born. His name was Barney. He was like 28 years old. He made me who I was. He got the foundation on me. My mom had a little pen for me, and she would set up the barrels. First showed signs that she was going to be really good. When she was 6 years old, we were at a youth rodeo. She had been winning the saddle all year long, and she came out, and her horse was limping, like really limping. And so our friends came and saw what was happening. And they were like, let her run Jasper. And this little pony is like badass. And I was like, no way. My kid's never been on anything that fast. Like, no. And so she says, yes. She rides it around and they're calling her name. Like, she's been on this horse for under 5 minutes. And I was like, whatever you do, hold on to the saddle horn. Like, don't try to ride commands. Don't try to be a hero. My mom, she wouldn't say, go faster, go faster, go faster. She would always like, slow down, slow down. So now. She goes in there, runs the fastest time of the day. No other horse outran her that day. She was fearless. And so I told my husband, I was like, we better start saving up our money because it's coming.
When you talk about confidence, you have to talk about Dusky Lynn Hall.
That is going to jump her up to #1. That is the #1 barrel racer in the semifinals.
14.941 takes her right to the top spot.
You always dream for your child to be amazing, but who would have thought, that she was going to be this? The sport drives me. The rodeos and the confidence and the stands and just it kind of all drives me.
Oh, this is when Enzo won me the Glen Rose. This is Wally's AQHA. This is my average youth at ESA. This is one of the toughest barrel races there is at Glen Rose, and I won the 1D and the youth that day. I won like $24,000 that day.
The first dollar she ever won at the very first She's Rodeo opened her savings account. She doesn't pay entry fees. We've bought her all the horses that she has. She doesn't pay any of that stuff. Her dad and I do. The last time I looked, she was at almost 1.5 million. Across $1 million before she was 10. Like, it's unimaginable.
Dusky Lynn Hall, $10,000 richer on her way to the Contender Finals in Globe Life Field.
My name is Dusky Lynn Hall, and I just qualified in the West Regional Finals. I'm going to Globe Life.
When she was 6 years old, watching the American, she said, I want to go win the millionth American. She sets really big goals, even though she's a kid. She wanted to be on the cover of the Barrel Horse News. She wanted to win $1 million. She wanted to win the millionth American. Like, those are not goals most 10, 11-year-old children set, but those are her goals.
It feels amazing to be my age and where I am. People have helped me, and just all of it combined makes a team. I've been wanting to win it for 6 full years, and I was like, I want to do it this year. I think I had the horsepower, and I think I'm like, I got this now. My final goal is to win the million.
Dusky Lynn Hall has been chasing that $1 million dream since she was 5 years old. Her opportunity at Globe Life, this crowd is going to be on their feet when she turns that third barrel and she chases after that $1 million. Well, we are moments away from kicking off our American Rodeo Contender Finals live from Globe Life Field. Dreams start to come true here today in the Contender Finals. It's going to be a huge payout. Our winners today are going to make $15,000 alone, but they also get to get one step closer to the million. But if you haven't made your Pro Fantasy Rodeo picks, now is the time. You want to get on that. Go ahead and take out your phone and scan this QR code. Over $190,000 in cash and prizes. I know I'm doing it. I have a blast with the Pro Fantasy Rodeo. This is the way to go. But we also have a lot of great matchups coming up tonight. And Tim, I know you had a chance to take a look at this draw. Who are you looking at in the bareback riding?
It's got to be Kate Saunier. Kate Saunier, born fearless. They've matched up before at the Calgary Stampede. 89 points to propel him to win his first Calgary Stampede. That's a dream draw.
It's going to be absolutely incredible, and we're so excited to kick it off. Every single one of these competitors is eligible for the $1 million, $15,000 if they win the round today. The payout has already been over $1 million before we even got here. But if you want to watch the American Rodeo, join us for the full broadcast, FS2 at 7:30. Thanks for joining us on Cowboy Channel. Let's get going.